Hello, welcome to the Creative Connection podcast. So, if you have been following me for a while, you know that I have changed my format. I used to be on every week, and I decided that I wanted to be more intentional about what I was sharing. So, I'm doing the second week of the month. I am interviewing someone on a topic. And then the fourth week of the month, I'm doing a meditation that aids you in integrating whatever it is that we've been discussing. The series that I'm presently working in is called the Threshold series. And in the month of July here, we are looking at the whisper. The whisper. So I want to say, first of all, that I am very grateful that you have chosen to spend a few minutes with me today. And this may be one of my longer meditations because I want to set the stage. You know, life out there has a way of becoming very loud. In fact, I participated in a training seminar this past Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday and Sunday being the travel days in airports. And then Friday and Saturday, I was with 101 other people. And the space was loud. There was a lot of learning being thrown at us. And the integration of that in a loud space was sometimes hard. But then there was also the element of responsibility. I'm here to learn something so that I can take it back. There are expectations being set for the role that I have. There are deadlines. There are opinions of others about how they do it, about how I would do it, about how the organization would like us to do it. And then sometimes I notice that even my own thoughts would show up and they would add to the depth of the loudness. Yet beneath all that noise, and this might be why I choose to get a single room when I go to things like that, between all that noise, there's something quiet, something that does not demand of us. It doesn't force us. It waits. It asks a question. It waits. And I have found for myself that sometimes there is something that bubbles up and it's barely audible. It's a whisper. It's a leaning toward. It is a push, a nudge, a whisper. And I begin to wonder, has it always been there? Has it always been there, showing up as a question that I don't know the answer for, a longing to keep me engaged, a dream that refuses to disappear, or a gentle sense that the life you built no longer fits the person you are becoming. Think about that for a moment. A gentle sense that the life you have built no longer fits the person you may be becoming. I have become to believe that life presents us different thresholds or doorways. I go back to Shakespeare and I think about all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players, each knowing their own entrance and exit. But do we? Do we listen to the whisper that encourages us to go a certain direction, to cross a certain threshold? Here's what I've learned. The whisper shows up, but it does not always require an answer. Sometimes it's just asking for your attention. Sometimes it's just asking for attention. Today, I want to take you on a guided meditation, not about making a decision, not about solving your future, not about how you can cross that threshold. It's simply about allowing our minds to become quiet enough to notice what has been trying to get our attention. As you listen, know that there is nothing that you are going to be forced to do, nothing you have to figure out, no expectations from me. I want you to just notice. Notice your breath. Notice your body. Notice your heart. And if a whisper comes, simply welcome it. Today's guided meditation comes to us from mindfulnessexercises.com. And it is about experiencing your mind like an ocean. Think about the ocean. I love to go to the shore and I love to listen to the waves and their continuous energy. I find that when I listen to the waves, it clears out the noise. It clears out the clutter. It reduces anxiety. So let's take a moment to relax our body. Take a deep breath in and soften any tension you may be experiencing. Breathe into those tight spots and release. Breathe into those areas of our self that seem to be holding on to something. You're not sure what, but they're holding on. And find a posture that feels relaxed, but allows you to remain alert. Now, I find for myself, if I put my feet, my bare feet, flat on the ground, and my hips about shoulder width apart, and my back upright, my chin just sort of comfortable, that is the most comfortable, relaxing, seated position. However, you might prefer to lie down. If you do, remember to take care of your lower back. I find if you lay down with your knees slightly bent or with a pillow behind your knees, it takes the pressure off the lower back. And then find a way to just rest your hands in an easy, effortless way. With your eyes open, scan your space and mind. Scan your awareness. Check on the sensations that might be happening in your body and wherever possible, soften and release tension. You may let your eyes stay open and focus softly on a space just a little bit lower than you would normally look and in the distance. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And let your awareness travel to another point in the room, whether it be in front of you, below you, or if you're lying on your back, up at the ceiling. And notice how you can let your attention go out there and come back to the body. And then gently bring your attention closer to like book length away from your body. So if you were reading a book in your hands, let it go out and come back. Kind of pay attention to where your attention goes, where your awareness goes. And now, if you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let your attention go inward, inside your body. Begin by focusing on the sensations of your breath. As it moves in and out of the body. And then let your attention gently go wherever it would like, while your breath just returns to normal, unnoticed, but still there. For some people, the sensation of the air moving through the nostrils or the opening of your mouth feels gentle coming in and going out as the air passes in and out of the nostrils. For others, they naturally feel the breath in their chest as it goes in and out, with the rising and falling of the chest with each breath in and out. And for most of us, when we first begin a meditative practice, people feel the breath most naturally in their belly as it rises on the in and collapses on the out. You feel the diaphragm lift as the breath comes in, and then it collapses as you breathe out. This is usually in relationship with the lungs as they rise and fill. And go out again. See if you can let the awareness of your breath ride with each wave of breath. And where do you naturally feel it? Your nose, your chest, or from someplace else. As you're sensing your breath in and out, you may sense the mind in its vastness. Your mind is as vast as the ocean. It extends past the skull out into the world. We recall pictures of the ocean. We may even hear the ocean. Or maybe you are experiencing the wind and the trees in the forest. Should you be considering the ocean, think about its depth beneath the surface. And while the waves can be tumultuous at times with white caps, below the surface is usually calm and gently moving to and fro, just like your breath when you're not thinking about it, just as it is. Your mind is like that too. It goes beyond our skull out into the world with our memories, our dreams, and the things that we've seen and heard in our life. We carry that in our minds. So as you sense your breath, you are given the access to the depth and stillness of your mind that is as vast as the ocean. From its deep, peaceful place. And you can look upward at the waves above you moving to and fro, creating energy. And that's like the brain waves, sending out signals of energy, bringing in energy. That coming in and going out are our thoughts, our emotions, and the conditions of our own mind. Take just a moment and notice as thoughts come in, and unless you grab onto them, how they leave. Just notice as these thoughts and maybe emotions rise to the surface. and then sink again or leave. They can come and go pretty quickly without us even having to make them happen. They just happen. In and out of your awareness, thoughts, emotions. Each day, like the waves at the top of an ocean. Sense your breath. Bring yourself back to a peaceful sense of being with the breath. Feel the profound depth of your mind. Ask yourself a question. What is the universe trying to tell me? What is your mind trying to connect you to? What comes up for you? Perhaps a thought comes, or a feeling, or a memory, or a sensation. What would happen if you warmly and calmly took note of this mental activity? Didn't try to change it, didn't try to grab onto it, become attached to it, but let it come and go like the ocean waves. What might surface? Maybe it is a knowing about your work, a knowing about a hobby, a knowing about a dream. Then bring yourself back to the breath. Just let your awareness go again. See if anything that came up before comes up again. Just breathe. Let your attention return to your breath. Consider the depth of your mind, your knowing. It's connected to the world, the divine, the God of your understanding. Where are you able to just sense and observe? What are the activities that the mind is calling to you? What feels like it's something you should go towards but have not considered that before? Just notice. Don't pass judgment. Don't try to hold on to. Just notice. Let it come and let it pass. See if you can let yourself just enjoy this deep breathing and the thoughts as they come and go. Sometimes tranquility and calm just comes with breath. Sometimes, though, a breath invites something to rise to the surface that has been hidden in a corner inside. A dream, an idea, a hope. Focus on your breath and see if it can bring you a deep sense of calm, and maybe some clarity. I hope that you can bring this kind, gentle awareness to the rest of your day, and that it allows you to remain relaxed in your body and mind. As you begin to return your attention to this room that you are in, gently opening your eyes. Take one slow, gentle breath and gently observe your space. What feels different, if anything? Perhaps nothing has changed. Or perhaps something just became a little clearer. Maybe you heard something that you've been wondering about. Or maybe something rose to the surface that you haven't thought about in a long time, but you were at one point in time drawn to it. You really wanted to go there. I have noticed that the whisper, the still small voice that bubbles to the surface when we quiet the mind enough, is rarely asking us to change everything, sometimes nothing, sometimes just one little thing. However, sometimes it's just inviting us to notice. Notice the direction of our heart. How has it been leaning? Has it been going in the direction of that pull, push, allowing. As you move through the rest of today and the coming days, I invite you to carry two thoughts with you: the whisper, the nudge, the gentle push. The thought, it's not seeking an answer. It's only asking for your attention. The whisper is not asking for an answer. That's the first thought. And the second is the threshold of what might be beyond that whisper. It's not asking for certainty. It's not telling you right or wrong. It's just inviting you. It's asking you to take the next honest step for yourself. I have learned that you cannot always see the whole path. We can only see where it begins. We very rarely see where it ends. And that you only need to be curious enough to listen, to pay attention, and to be willing enough to keep moving forward until things become clear. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear what you've noticed. You can leave a comment. You can send me a message. Share this episode with someone who may also be standing at a threshold in their own life. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to the Creative Connection throughout the next 6 months. This Threshold series will continue to explore what it means to listen, to trust, and to step toward the life that we may already be called to. Listen, trust, and step toward the life that may already be calling your name. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. Stay cool. It's warm where I am. Drink water. Stay curious. And keep listening. Keep listening to yourself, to that inner whisper, inner voice, inner knowing awareness. If you are not a journaler, I would encourage you to journal. Jot down thoughts. It doesn't have to be full sentences. It can be a word that comes up. For the longest time, I didn't know why the word encouragement kept showing up. What does that mean? Encouragement. Was it encouragement about myself? Was it about others? Was it both? Encouragement. I will share more on my interview next month about the threshold. I wish you many blessings. Be gentle with yourself. Stay curious and keep listening.